Well, we got term 4 here for the big picture for year 7. Lesson 1 was on the Earth. We need to know 4 things. We need to know that the crust is made of rock. We need to know that the mantle is molten rock, so that's rock that can flow like a liquid. We need to know that the outer core is a liquid made of iron and nickel, and the inner core is solid, made of iron and nickel. That was lesson 1 on the Earth. Lesson 2 was on our atmosphere. We need to know that 78% of our atmosphere is made up of nitrogen. We need to know that 21% of our atmosphere is made up of oxygen. 0.4% is made up of carbon dioxide, and the other 0.96 is other gases such as argon. Lesson 3 was on variation. What is variation? It's when organisms of the same species have differences. So these are all dogs, but they all look different because they're all variants of the same species. Variation, there's 2 different types. There's continuous and discontinuous. Continuous variation, things like weight, things like length of fingers, height and length of foot. I like to think of this as anything you can measure and get a number from. Whereas discontinuous, things like the ability to roll your tongue, blood group, shoe size and eye colour are all either a yes or no or a category. So eye colour, is it green, is it brown, is it yellow? Lesson 4 was on adaptations. What is an adaptation? Well, it's a characteristic which helps something survive where it lives. Let's look at this camel. What adaptations have this camel got? Well, it's got a hump that stores fat. That's going to help it survive. It's got really fat feet to help it walk in the sand so it doesn't fall through the sand. Uses less energy to walk. Long eyelashes, stops the sand blowing in its eyes. And it's got fairly light skin to reflect the sun. Keep itself cool. They are 4 really good adaptations to help it survive. And we can talk about adaptations of different animals. Lesson 5 was an exciting one. It was on day, night and the seasons. We need to know that one complete rotation of the Earth takes 24 hours, which is 1 day. And it takes 365.25 days to complete one orbit of the Sun. This is why we've got leap years. Sometimes we take a day out of the year to make up for this 0.25. Now we can see that we got a North Pole and a South Pole. And this is going to help us understand summer and winter. So in the summer, the North Pole is aimed at the sun. So the sun's rays are able to spread out over a smaller area of land, which is why it's hotter. Whereas in the winter, sun's rays are spread out because the North Pole is away from the sun. So if you're in the northern hemisphere, it's going to be winter. If you're in the southern hemisphere, it's going to be summer. Again, we can see hemispheres up here. Northern hemisphere is anything above the equator. So this line there is the equator. That's the center of the Earth. And that was day, night, and seasons. Lesson 6 was on planets. My very easy method just speeds up naming planets. It's going to help us name the planets in order. My, Mercury, V, Venus, E, Earth, and so on. No Pluto anymore though. It's not a planet. It's a dwarf planet. Lesson 7 was on stars. We need to know that our universe is made up of billions of galaxies, and a galaxy is made up of billions of solar systems, and a solar system is made up of planets orbiting one star. We also need to know the life cycle of a star. So it starts off as a protostar. It becomes a main sequence star, which is a happy star like our star. Then, once this gas runs out, it becomes a red giant. If it's a big star, it's going to explode, and it's going to become either a neutron star or a black hole. We need to remember this. Lesson 8, back to the formula triangle then. This time, it's W for weight, M for mass, G for gravity. We measure weight in newtons because it's a force, mass in kilograms, and gravity in Newton kilograms, or Newton per kilogram, sorry. Again, if I want to pick a subject such as G, I cover my finger, cover the letter with my finger, and it's W over M, which is W divided by M, which is this equation here. And that was term 4.